So like to find one that's truly like badass,
Yes.
you know, like we were just talking about Half Face Blades.
Yep.
They're one of those companies.
Yeah.
Like you go to their shop, it's a bunch of savages working in there. They're either like pro skaters or former military guys or like, but they all truly care about what they're making.
Yeah.
And then you have the owner, you know, Andy, who's just fucking savage in his own right.
Vito's a stud.
And really an artist, man. Like all those guys in there, there's some like true like artists in there that are creating art in every blade that they make, right? Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you see that did you see that tomahawk he just made? It's got like gold plated skull on it.
Yeah,
It's
man.
fucking sick.
Dude, they are so badass, man. Like I'm so fortunate for all the ones that I own and like kind of knowing him. He's been so gracious with me, but man, they're just incredible shit, man, that they come up with. Like the couple podcasts that we've done with him, like some of the stuff that he's done from like platoon guys, you know, where they've taken a guy they've lost in combat and they've taken like some of his clothing or even ashes or dog remains and put them in a handle. Like pretty cool shit.
That's super cool.
They had one, it was like from 9/11, like firefighter or something. Maybe I'm getting those stories crossed. Grizzly Forge has done some of that stuff too. You know, where they took like steel from the actual towers at 9/11 and a firefighter helmet or something, made like a blade with it. It's pretty cool. And then a family member gets it. That's pretty
stuff,
cool.
Yeah, that's like a piece of history.
Yeah. And every one of my blades from him, it's like, I anticipate giving those to my kids someday.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like, that's why it's worth the money
Yeah.
or worth the time or that you got to wait for it, dude.
It's definitely like an heirloom item.
Yeah.
Now that once you have one, like it's not going anywhere.
And they work fucking great.
They
dude.
work real good.
They're badass.
We used I was elk hunting in Arizona this year, and I helped. You know who Ryan Bader is? You're kind of in the fight world, yeah. So I like kind of knew who he was, but not really. Like
Ryan Bates.
No, Ryan Bader.
Oh, okay. I'm getting it mixed up. Me and Beto have a buddy that's named Ryan.
Yeah,
that's actually how I know.
So
Andy,
Ryan Bader's like a Bellator, like the heavyweight or light heavyweight. I don't know. But
okay,
he's a big dude in the Bellator fighting world. So anyway,
I know who you're talking about now. Yeah,
dude's cool as fuck. Love that guy.
Yeah.
But I didn't know shit about fuck, and I'm like, cool. This guy's out here. His 12-year-old kid had the same tag we did, and I was holding out for a big bull, so I wasn't seeing like a big bull, like a 340, like something I could shoulder mount. If I wasn't gonna shoulder mount, I wasn't shooting it because I already had a bull in the freezer, so I didn't need the meat. You know what I mean? Like I would have taken the meat and given a bunch of meat away, but I didn't need it, so I wasn't gonna kill an elk just to kill an elk. So we found a bull, and it's still like a 310 bull, so it's a really good bull. And Bader was out there with his kid, and I was like, let's take your kid out there and kill that bull. So we went out and helped his kid kill a bull, and he had a pile of, like, he had knives from every company, and the one that held the blade the best was the half face. So
yeah, the steel that they use is incredible. Like I have a couple of their chef knives, and those are I use them like daily.
Yeah,
like to trim game. I boned out stuff, and I don't even think, like one I've had for a little over a year. You can adjust this up if you need to.
Can I? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Just perfect. Pull that bad boy up.
Perfect.
Yeah, sorry, we should have done that from the start. Yeah, like they hold an edge forever. Like I've done multiple elk with one. Well, I just got last year. I just went and did another bison, but when it came to caping it out, we used that. But I used that on 2 deer this year. That thing's still sharp. I don't even need to sharpen it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's still plenty sharp. Yeah.
Yeah, they last. And the chef knives are so fucking nice, man. Like to find a good chef knife, that's hard, man.
That is hard.
Like, especially if you're cutting meat and into bone and stuff like that. Like they dull pretty quick. Like even that Japanese steel or like Damascus, all that sort of stuff. But man, Beto chef knives are fucking badass, dude. They hold up. Or the half-face blade chef knives are incredible.
My friends, the Cooks, have a bunch of their knives. My buddy Mike Cook had like the first or second knife that Beto has ever made.
Really?
And I can't remember. He told me the story. I can't remember if he gave it back to Beto or he kept it. But like people are offering him outrageous amounts of money.
Dude, they're
for that
worth like
knife.
30 or 40 grand
Yeah.
for the first 50.
Yeah, so
Like there's collectors out there that are like psychos.
Yeah. And he's like, dude, he's like, I'm either never letting this go or I'm giving it back to Beto. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Well, just some of the swords and like all that sort of stuff. I guess everything that I have is kind of utilitarian.
yeah,
I do have a tactical tomahawk that he made me that's super dope. Because I was telling him it'd look awesome if it had blood on the handle. Mm-hmm. So use like red rosin. Actually, Sarah, go to the Mountainside Instagram and go to Reels. I think there's a photo of it. It's fucking badass though, man. Yeah, if you go to the Reels, I think that there's. Keep scrolling down. I'll let you know when I see it. Yeah, they're incredible, man. Like. To the point where I've kind of retired some of my badass ones, like my first blade that I ever got from him, and been purchasing these utilitarian ones because they're awesome.
what is
I always worried
I think
about
that one's
leaving.
called the Scout. I want to say
That's a Crow Junior.
Crow Junior.
Yeah, Crow
There you
Scout
go.
Junior. Yeah, go up just a little bit. This set right there, he made for Rogan. It's like a complete chef set
Oh wow.
out of an antler off of a bull in Tejon Ranch, I guess. Pretty cool. If you go back, Sarah, I think this might be it. That's it right
it
there.
is. Dude,
Yeah,
so sick.
pretty badass, man.
So sick.
So it's cool. We just had him in here a couple months ago. He came to
Yeah,
visit.
he was here for like the football game or something.
Yeah, Chris Camozzi was
Yeah.
fighting for the bare knuckle world title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was out here for that and came up here in the morning and we recorded, and then we went to the fight that night. But I had brought in, I don't think he realized how many I actually had. And I didn't even, like, I had to like go dig through
you
like
started pulling 'em out,
hunting
and you're like,
shit.
holy shit.
And I got a whole collection of
Yeah.
them, and it was pretty badass. I was able to lay them out and have him actually touch them, and some of them he made, personally.
Yeah,
So it
that's
was cool. A
sick.
little bit of
That's so
history,
sick.
like
Yeah.
from 6-7 years ago.
Andy's a real one for sure.
Yeah, dude. That guy is just nonstop. Such a smart business guy too.
Yeah.
Man. Like, I think that's one thing that if military guys really apply themselves, they're so successful at business, man.
They
Like,
are.
I know so many guys that are just crushing it in the business world. Like,
Well,
I'm
it's
like,
'cause
how the fuck do you do this? Like, look at Jocko.
Yeah, well,
Same
because
sort of
we
thing.
don't have like that quit, and that's the thing. Like I've worked in multiple companies and kind of worked around multiple people, and there's hard workers out there, but there's not people that like they don't ride for the brand the same way that we do because we're so used to like this is it, like this is your crew, this is your family, like full send, kind of what I was saying earlier, like taking it personal. So I think that's like, because I see myself when I leave, like I'm not by far not the smartest guy, but there's not going to be many people that'll outwork me.
Do you think it's the amount of time that you spend, or it's the execution with no procrastination, or like, what do you think is the